Representative Sarah Stevens from Surry County is behind this bill to let us donate tax refunds back to state government. Did Alice Boardson, the representative, get it right with you when she said you're just kind of thumping your nose at people who want to keep that sales tax?
No. What I'm really doing is the last 3 years, and this is only my second term here, so the last 3 years, different people have come forward and said, tax me more. And I think, in fact, they don't want to be taxed more. They want everybody to be taxed more. So for those people who really have that desire to submit more money to the state because they think programs are important, they needed an avenue, because at this point they really can't. They could contribute to their university, or they could contribute to their a small amount to their local schools, whereas if we put this together as a pool, we can have it go to the Department of Public Instruction to meet some of those program needs that are there. It could go to cultural arts, and a dollar or two, most people think doesn't help, but if you can mass collect it together, then it would be of a great help. As I was doing the checkoff for breast cancer donation, I learned that just the wildlife fund, which seems to me sort of a very small area of interest, was actually receiving $400,000 a year from the checkoffs.
And that's easy to understand. Wildlife fund, but you're talking state general government fund where the taxes they've already paid are going into that, and they have the option of giving more to that fund. How does it work, and why can't a North Carolinian just give money to the state government if he or she chooses?
I don't think that there's a mechanism for them to do that. If they send it to the Department of Revenue has got to account for it in some way. And at this point, the only thing they could do is account it toward their future taxes. They would always be shown as having a credit balance instead of being able to actually use the funds for some other way, and eventually would try to refund it to them, because there's not a mechanism in place for them to accept additional revenues. And that's what this will do, is allow them to accept additional revenues.
Why do you think it is so controversial, based on the debate that I heard and that you were subject to, the controversy surrounding what this essentially is voluntary tax payments versus mandatory taxes?
I think that's the controversy. I think everybody would like it to be more of a mandatory tax. Everybody should pay it. And they want to tell you how much you should pay. Well, at some point, when we're looking at programs that go beyond what is a core service, I think it should probably be more voluntary. We were discussing today on the floor various bills that say charity is something you do because you want to. A lot of people say charity is what I can get the state to fund and pay for. And I think we need to separate those two out quite a bit. That if people, I get contacted a lot right now from teachers or teacher aides, and one of their pet responses is, you know, my child is worth a penny. And I said, that's great. Send all the pennies you want to in. You know, send all the pennies you want to in. We're going to set up a mechanism that will allow you to do that. But, you know, other people where we promised there would not be an increase in the sales tax or keeping that temporary sales tax in place, it was our word, and we meant it. So what we've done is a provision that will allow them to send the extra pennies, the extra sales tax, the monies that they would be saving, anything else they want. But better than that, they get to direct where it goes.
Can you say, I want to save teachers' assistants' jobs if you want to send a $3 donation off your tax refund? Is it that narrowly focused, or are you just giving it to the Department of Public Instruction, for instance? Right
now, because of the one big issue we have, and that was fitting it onto the tax return, we're going to have to look at categories. There was even a suggestion at one point that what we could do is have an online system where people could mail it every month rather than just along with their tax returns. And with that, we could probably get more specific and get down to a detailed, this department, this area of expertise. There was talk at one point of leaving it tax me more, send this much money, and let you fill in where you want it to go to. The problem was we can't always read people's writing.
Do you expect people to actually do this?
Yes.
You do?
I think there are people who will actually do this.
Because I know people fill out a tax return. It's not that much fun.
No, it's not that much fun, but they do it with breast cancer. They do it with wildlife fund. They do it with Republican and Democratic state party campaigns, elections. If it's before people and they're thinking about it, they could go, yes, I think this one needs more money. And $5, $10, $15, $20, if it's right there in front of them, I don't think will be a big issue or a big burden.
Representative Stevens, thanks for being on the show.
Well, thank you for having me. It's been a delight.